He needs some money, man. Even his name is just as big as Jordan. Because there's no other Pippins.
Right.
That's his whole life. I'm great, but I'm not good enough.
Right.
There's never a time where I'm going to be number one because Michael Jordan's always above me. So I'm always going to be number two. So and it takes its toll, man.
I think he needs therapy.
Yes. I'm Scottie Pippen, as in I'm good, but not good enough. Jordan is $1 billion company. That nigga, Scottie Pippen, is 100,000-aire.
Is that
he lost his wife. His wife is sleeping with younger basketball.
Married,
they're still married, but she's messing with younger men.
Well, it's because he's over there being bitter. He probably ain't got it no more.
I'm with you, Scotty.
Nothing. You got paid for the job. I got paid for the job. I capitalized on it really well, but that's not my fault.
Say, ain't nobody coming to see you, Scotty. Nigga, I tell you exactly what it's like.
What?
Keenan and Kel. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen is the new Keenan and Kel. Imagine how Kel feel when he sees his boy Keenan not only get an SNL show as the longest running SNL member of all time, and he gets another TV show. And you can't even invite Kel as a co-star, crazy uncle.
You just assuming these conversations ain't happen.
Come on, man. I get you, Scottie Pippen.
Why
I get you.
Creating drama.
Come on, man.
Between Keenan and Kel.
We was a team, man. Jordan, we was a team. We was Scottie Pippen, Batman, and Robin.
Welcome to another episode of Random Ass Convos with Twilla and Dion. I had to say it so fast. I said Twilla and Dion because that is the title of our podcast.
Ellipses.
Dion. There is no ellipses. Every week
it's Twilla Ellipses.
It is not. And the thing is, you never talk about this on the days in between.
Because I don't see you in between.
You could send me an email.
I see you once a week.
You could send me an email. You can send me a text.
Ellipses. I send you ellipses. I hear chaos happening. What's that?
I can't tell what that is.
Yeah. I feel like somebody was having a little Mardi Gras outside.
Well.
Hey, y'all. What's going on, man? Another week, another day, another hour, another minute. We are back with another fantastic podcast titled
Random Ass Convos with Twilla and Dion.
All right. Until my pay rate goes up, it will be as of now.
Right now, we're getting paid the same thing. So I don't know why you think you should get paid more.
Well, according to HR.
And the fact that we're getting paid the same thing, and I arguably do more.
Ooh.
And I'm wondering if this payment is because I'm a woman. So we might really need to take this up with HR.
Okay. All
if
right.
you wanted to go there.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're going to tell them people now, huh?
You do it to yourself. You do it to yourself, brother. Hi, people.
Shout out to Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? The one and only, Midwest swang, heart of the United States. You know what I'm saying? I got the Ohio State swag. We number one in the country right now.
What's that accent?
You know what I'm saying?
Are y'all really number one in the country? Or you just talking?
In my eyes, we won last week.
So it takes one game to be. I mean, I haven't checked the stats.
Because your team is.
Apparently, you haven't either.
15.
Okay, good day.
All right, keep going.
Good day. Man, so this week, I feel like a lot has happened. It's been a very busy week. I think work-wise, our company-wise.
Can I just say I am proud of you for not doing your random ass printouts.
It's only because we changed locations, and if this location had a printer, please believe I would be printing it.
Ain't y'all glad that she is saving the earth one printout at a time? Unnecessary too, because they go right in the trash can. They don't go recycled. They go right in the trash can.
I do. I write on the back of them sometimes. Oh, I can't write on the back of the little half sheets.
See how she lied to y'all like that? Because on the back of it says lying ass, random ass. So anywho, keep going with your little fish oil supplements.
Okay, dude, how are you?
I'm good, man. Can I just tell you something?
What?
This is how random as hell to improve your memory. Eat less sugar.
Is this for you?
This is for me. Because this is the tab that's happened to be open. I just turned my laptop open. Eat less sugar.
Yes, I need you to do everything on that list.
Maintain a healthy weight. I'm just letting you know, man. Get more sleep. All right. This is how you maintain your memory.
Yes.
This wasn't supposed to be on the show. I just happened to open up a tab.
You were looking it up for a reason.
I was looking it up for myself. I was like, why can't I remember things? Not things. I have a problem retaining things that I wrote as a rap. And I'm like, why does it take so long for me to remember what I just wrote down?
And also recalling information correctly, events, how stuff happened, conversations that were stated. So that goes with memory.
Okay. I just forgot what you said. Go ahead.
Guess what?
What's up?
I saw that episode of Wording is Harder that you were on with Tahir.
So, fantastic show. I loved it to death.
It was great.
This was the honest to God truth. I really thought we were doing Wording is Hard. I did not know we were doing Wording is Harder. I studied and see how they were doing Wording is Harder.
It's like studying for the wrong test.
I studied for a whole different test. And I was literally learning on the spot how to do things. The thing that jacked me up the most was
everything.
Yeah.
If you have not seen the episode, to hear more on YouTube, maybe can we link it? And Dion, just so you know how like on this, even on this podcast, you'll have words that you struggle with, and you'll be like, how do you say? Or that one time we were like, what is Dion trying to say? Because we weren't quite sure. This just highlighted an area that could handle some slight improvement. Sure. We're not going to call it a weakness. Sure. Just can handle a little, it could use some improvement. It took that and exposed it. And your honest to God, like, reactions had me in stitches.
And I was getting self-conscious because I know that he thought I was playing. So I was like, how can I answer this as quickly as possible? You know, like your mom be like, John had 5 apples. He gave 5 apples.
That happened on the show.
And then she explained it to me and to hear. And I was still like, but I lied by saying, oh, I get it.
Somebody in the comments was like, they should have wrote it out in a diagram for you. And I was dying because I've seen you interact with your youngest, help her with homework, and when she isn't getting it, you have that, John had 5 apples. Yeah. And the look that, because she's your twin, so the look that she be giving you, you gave to us on camera, and it was... Yeah.
I can see the wheel spinning in Tahir's head because I figured he was like, I made a horrible mistake by booking him.
Either the best thing or the worst thing ever.
And I knew that his schedule was being stretched because the other comedians went over. And he was trying to get mine done really quick. Yeah. And I was like, damn it, I can't.
You felt pressure. And the thing is, you're like one of those people that when you feel pressure,
I shut down.
Yeah. Like if it starts getting too real, because now you're thinking about, oh man, I'm disappointing. How do I look? How can I fix this? Yep. What are they trying to say? But in talking to you, I feel like you're really self-conscious. You gave us a very good, entertaining episode. I know you wanted the outcome to be different, but it was good.
Yeah, right.
It was good. It was hilarious. You're funny, Dion. That's what I need you to know. You're funny. Even though you were like, I don't know, this is not my... You were out of your element, and you were still able to be funny. That's a skill.
Boom.
Man, that was great. And
yeah, man,
it really brought me joy. So
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Don't be hard on yourself.
I definitely need. You said what?
Don't be hard on yourself.
Hard on myself. Don't be wording as hard on yourself. I definitely want to do a redo now that I understand.
You let me play. I got you.
It was the thing that jacked me up. This is, I know we're going off the.
We are off. Yes.
So when they said, the question was,
you are really
find the fake word.
Y'all just watch the episode. You will see his reaction.
But listen to this.
Yeah.
Find the fake word. Fake word means it does not exist. Then they say use the fake word in the sentence. If it's a fake word, you can use it however.
The thing is, they wanted you to use it as it was used in the sentence. It was easy. You do stuff like that. You would make up a rule like that. You just got by your own type of thought.
So you can say to hearing.
Yeah.
So that's a fake word.
Like that to hearing would have been a sentence in that.
Got you.
So I mean a word, and then you have to use it as you use to hearing in a sentence.
But I understand it now. But
do you?
I understand it now.
Do you
use the fake word as it was used in the sentence?
When did you understand that? When did you get to that understanding?
When we had the conversation over there, as I was in the fetal position crying. I really wanted to win, man. I hate losing.
That's why,
especially weight. As you can see, I'm packing on.
Winning. Winning.
I'm winning a lot of weight right now.
Oh man! All right, friend. That is. Don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, it was great. I love to see it.
You was crying for real, and then you ever seen like we having a good time watching the show, and he's like, you laughing really hard, like, and I was like.
So like all the stuff I watch on YouTube, like Wording is Hard and Wording is Harder are one of my favorite shows just because of people's reactions and the struggle. It's such a great concept, and I don't know if it's because I know you. Like, because you're one of my dearest friends, or that it just made it funnier, like more personal connection. Nah, because I read those comments and people were having the same experience I was having. So I think it's just that you were genuinely funny. I wasn't laughing at your
Yeah, you were.
How do you say that?
Whatever you said. Whatever you're gonna say, yes.
It was just so great to be put on this phone.
Anywho, go with your topic.
Man, what topic you want me to go with? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
All right, so we're gonna. Can y'all hear that?
Golly.
Somebody's talking taxes in the hallway, and we hear. Like, and that's not like that's not a thing that happens in our space.
I hear that very clearly.
Like they're having a business conversation.
Right.
I'm about to stick my head out the door.
They're having a picnic in front of our door. Anyway.
It's a metal door, y'all. Like, you should not hear that.
You should not.
It's like he might have peeked his head in.
Come on in, Rick. Come on in, Rick.
So topic number 3. Get me going right early. Political ass. All right. So this one's talking about, so I don't know if you're aware, a lot of states, quite a few states had like some mayoral races and some gubernatorial races. Governor races.
You say races as in like people that don't like black people?
Races, elections, voting for.
Okay, my bad. It's like, oh, they got some governor races.
And so pretty much there were some key races that were lost last night. And one being in Virginia, the Democrats lost. When I say lost, that means is a person who's a Democrat would experience that as a loss. And I think it's also in New Jersey. And people are saying, hey, this is an alarm for the Democratic Party. Keep in mind that Donald Trump is supposed to be running in 2020. Well, has talked about running in 2024.
We got to take out his legs.
He's still going to run. And I think, like, right now we're just seeing, like, Americans being fed up with stuff not happening. I don't know if you keep up with politics, but right now, like, there was all these grand promises that Democrats and Joe Biden ran on, all these sweeping reforms that were supposed to happen, and now it's just like constant compromises and nothing's happening, and there's like in-party like disagreements, so Democrats against Democrats, and people are just getting frustrated. And the things that we're talking about that's being cut or not moving fast enough, the Voting Rights Act. So now states are like, a lot of conservative states are trying to keep people from voting, like getting rid of like 24-hour voting, early voting, just all these different things they're trying to get rid of. And the federal government has failed to protect those rights. Child tax credits, environmental bills, student loans. People are sick of that. They're not seeing like their things get through. So with the Democrats, there's two particular that's kind of like not supporting these bills. One is Manchin, Senator Manchin, and the other one is Senator Sinema. And they're more conservative leaning. And so they're part of the holdup. And people are frustrated because then they're looking at the Republicans and they're like, hey, these Republicans don't necessarily agree with each other. They don't necessarily agree with Trump and his ways, but they will unify in a minute to get stuff done. Why isn't this party, who promised us all this reform, doing the same thing? Why are they playing games? And why is it like you have a majority in Congress and stuff's not getting passed or getting done? So Biden's approval ratings are like 40%.
Right. So what can they do? What can Democrats do?
Democrats
right now
need
you're
to
just
realize they're
about
not.
What's going on.
Yeah, because we got to give people backstory, right? Democrats are pretty much playing Candyland. Mm-hmm. When you're supposed to be playing chess, the game is chess.
You're still describing what's happening,
right? What can they do? What can you mean?
Can they fire somebody? Can they veto somebody? How can they trump, no pun intended, over Manchin and Sinema?
They really just have to come together as a party. Like it's pulling them at a political standstill. They have to come together as a party and be like, look, this is what the American people voted for. And it's urgent that they get this together because midterm elections are coming up in 2022. And that can flip the House and flip the Senate a whole different way.
I think we got to kill him.
Okay. That's not the answer.
Nope.
That's not the answer we're going for. I think basically if we could just go back in time and y'all just voted for Warren, like I said in the first place, I'd be much happier.
How old is she? I think she's about done, right?
Yeah, like I think her and Joe are like close in age. So
yeah, I think it's a wrap for them. I can't keep doing this. My heart can't.
Like every time I hear the news or like I hear another thing being cut out, like right now in Europe they're having.
But do you think that's Joe Biden though? I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with Joe Biden.
It's not, but it's almost seen as like a failed leadership, a failed ability to pull the party together. Like people rallied behind Trump. People who hated Trump are now his biggest advocates. Like what's Ted Cruz? Mm-hmm. Didn't Trump talk about his mama? Like, yeah. Right. And he's his biggest supporter. It's things like that. Like,
so we gotta look at the Democratic Party like a football team, and Joe Biden is essentially the head coach, and everybody up under is the assistant coach, the defensive lineman coach, and they're telling the states and the mayors and the governors.
Who's the players?
That's what I'm telling you. That's the people up under to do stuff. And it's like, I can give an assignment. I hope you do it. I hope you figure it out. But every time it gets trickled down, like something can go wrong.
I feel like Biden is more like the quarterback.
No. Who's telling him what to do then?
B613. That's a scandal reference.
Okay.
In Scandal, there was a secret organization that was above the president. Okay. Nobody knew who it was. It's like B613. That's the right answer. No, I guess I could see him as the coach, but no, because he's tossing and somebody's not in place. That's what I'm trying to say. Like somebody's not in place. Nobody's catching the ball. It keeps getting intercepted. This is what I said. I want to liken it more to.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. But what if he is the head coach and he's telling the quarterback what to do, but then the quarterback switches up the plays?
So in this case, Manchin's the quarterback?
Yeah. It's like, hey, I need for you to go and get some milk from the grocery store. He's like, get hut. And he goes, he's like, come back with some chicken. Like, dude, I told you to get milk. He's like, I was thinking if we're in the field of farming milk, chicken, we should kind of work around by getting pig first. And then... That
wasn't even on the list.
Yeah, I know, but it's all right, let's run another play.
Yeah.
And they keep trying to switch the plays up.
I don't know. It's just, I think people need to be aware of what's happening, but I also get right now, like, because it kind of feels like a lot is out of our hands. It's like, what can we literally do right now to keep this from going? And it's like, you still want to be engaged. You want to hold your senators responsible and put the little pressure on them to get stuff done. But, yo, like, somebody needs to have another plan because Democrats ain't getting it.
Yeah.
Like, let's start working on those.
So what's the worst that can happen? Because obviously you brought this up because you're just pointing out a problem. Because right now you're just like, hey, man, climate crisis. And it's like, what are you going to do about it? It's happening. That's what pretty much you're saying right now. So what is the plan? What is the...
I think that's where I'm frustrated. And
nothing we can do about it, right?
I just feel like it literally feels like at this point, and I see why people are jaded with politics, because, and maybe in 2 weeks I'll feel different. I don't know. But right now, I just feel like what can you do?
What can you do?
That's a hard place to be.
Yep.
I'm about the political system.
Yeah, it is. What else you got?
What do you want? One or two? One or two? How is it supposed to be random if you're not randomly giving me a number?
I was waiting for you to get done typing.
I know. This is
two.
One or two. All right. Let's talk about Meta-ass. This time we're talking about the Metaverse. So last week we talked about, did we talk about it? Facebook's rebranding announcement?
Yes.
And they named Meta. Mm-hmm. And it's tripping some people out. So Metaverse is having a moment because this concept of Metaverse, and I'm not like a tech savvy person, so this was kind of new to me.
Okay.
I don't say tech savvy, but you know, sci-fi, whatever sci-fi. Meta's supposed to be. So this term first came in a book called Snow Crash in 1992, which was a sci-fi novel, and it refers to bringing like physical, augmented, and virtual realities in a shared space, online space. Mm-hmm. And it has to spans the physical and virtual worlds, and has fully fledged economies. What does that look like? So we kind of see like these virtual worlds with, what's that game? Fortnite, Roblox, where people have avatars and they can buy clothes. You have like NFTs and different things where you can buy real estate. People have cryptocurrency. So a lot of our life and our being is offline, right? I mean, online. We work online, all these things. So recently, this guy on Twitter bought this whole idea up of this metaverse, and it was like, it's not what you think it is. Like everything that you think is happening is wrong. It's, people think like we're in some Ready Player One level, but it really is more like a time. This got a little weird. So I'm gonna read it. Follow me. So he said, the metaverse is not a place, it's a time. A moment in time. You know, in artificial intelligence, there's this idea of a singularity. It's a moment in time where AI becomes smarter than humans. The moment when artificial intelligence is greater than human intelligence. Mm-hmm. The metaverse is the moment in time where our digital life is worth more to us than our physical life. And he argues that this hasn't happened overnight, that it's been a gradual change. So, and happening for 20 years. Like, so we've gone from work, from factories to laptops, boardrooms to Zooms. Our friends become neighbors to followers. Where do you find the like-minded people? Twitter, Reddit. What's the other place where all the conservatives go?
Yeah.
Games. More kids play Fortnite than basketball and football combined.
Oh.
You have people who online use filters. So filters is the new makeup.
Oh.
What matters more, what you look like in real life or what you look like on Instagram? And now you have crypto, and so all your assets are online too. And Fortnite skins are like the new skinny jeans. If everyone hangs out online all the time, then your flexes need to be digital flexes.
Wow.
So he's just pretty much saying, like, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it's a thing that's happening. And it's very different. And that's kind of like, I can't imagine my life being fully digital, but I guess some kids.
Right. I mean, we can't imagine that, but our children's will be born in that, because we are evolving with the times.
Yeah.
So the most terrifying thing I heard was only old people go on Facebook.
Is that terrifying?
Because you never want to be like, oh, I'm here now.
That makes sense though. Think about it.
Right. We've been on it for 20 years. I know, I get that. Mm-hmm. But when my daughter when I asked my daughter if she gonna get on Facebook, she's like, that's for old folks. And I was like, oh man.
First of all, rude.
Yes, very much so rude. But it's like it's going to happen to every generation.
Yeah.
Of like, you're going to be a part of something, and then you're going to be married to this certain community, and then that becomes obsolete. What's crazy is like my class. I feel like my class, as far as 2000, we weren't the most excited to go back for a class reunion because like we've already seen each other.
Right.
We've seen each other on Facebook for the past 20 years, and I feel like that is like every year has been the class reunion. I mean, of course, it's fine. I think we had one for the 10-year reunion, but at the same time, it's like, why are we having class reunions when everyone's already updated? I mean, of course, we can see the physical. Hey, that's your child. Hey, you got taller. Mm-hmm. How you doing? And you can actually talk to somebody, but it's like you can literally just
experience that.
Right.
Yeah. And it's saying like a lot of our attention is being sucked from like this physical world to like the digital world.
Right.
And so now our attention and energy, because wherever our attention is, our energy flows. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're like 50% online and 50%.
What's the worst that can happen as far as staying online? I mean, I know it's not the greatest idea. It's not the greatest thing to do because everyone loves human interaction.
Yeah, I was going to say there's that level of human interaction that goes away. But there's also like, along with human interaction, there's that idea that you can't like read people. Like you don't know social norms. Like this was a big thing about that parents were arguing about when it came to why kids need to go back to school. Mm-hmm. Is like kids are missing out on those formative years, especially like young kids, mm-hmm. where they can't read social cues. If everything you do is digital or
what's social cues?
So like expressions or ability to read a room.
Right, but what if you are on Zoom? I'm like, that's social cues, right? I can see your reaction. If I'm like, I love you look beautiful.
But if that all goes to like avatars, or if it all goes to like, I mean, I'm sure avatars can evolve where it's just that real. But
they can have the avatar body, but with our facial expression.
Right.
We look like Buzz Lightyear.
It's actual studies right now that are saying that was funny, Buzz Lightyear. Mm-hmm. I saw that picture, but that's what a lot of professionals are saying right now. Like, when you become disconnected, when you don't have that human interactivity, when you don't have to talk or read expressions, like you're breeding like a type of people that are void of something human.
And you don't have empathy to... Yeah. Because that's why I think a lot of fights and like crimes has happened when we got back outside because no one knew how to like read the room.
Right.
Like it's one of those things of like, it's like we were obsessed with the comment section when you're talking to people. You feel like I can say what I want to say without any repercussions.
Yeah, that happens.
So we were living in the comment section. So if it's like, I don't like your shirt. Like it was funny, but I don't like your shirt. That shirt is ugly. Mm-hmm. Like you don't supposed to say that in their face. You can have fun with the comment section on your burner account.
Like all those trolls got out to the streets. And
the trolls got out in the streets. It's like, yeah, this will be food. It'll be fun. Let me get some high fives from my people. Can I get some likes? Nobody's here. Next, you on the shade room getting knocked out next to the waffle maker.
Oh no! It's also like on top of it just being so like meta. I'm kind of like, are we living in the Matrix? Like this is what's gonna happen. Like people are not gonna realize that they're plugged in. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what's the worst that can happen. Because if everyone stayed online, and there were food delivered by robots, all of our jobs were digital.
Do you think like dating would be different? I think mating would be different. Mating would be super different.
Yeah.
And it's just like, do you think the number of people having families would decline?
No, I think remember that Black Mirror episode when he was having sex, like digitally, and they actually felt all the like dopamines and euphoria. It wasn't supposed to be about.
You just specifically remember that?
No. I got you. It was a virtual reality fighting game with Anthony Mackie.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And they were actually supposed to be fighting.
Right.
You actually can feel the pain.
Right.
But obviously, if you can feel the pain, you can feel other things. So they were having sex as avatars. So if that's the thing, imagine how viral that would be if they can tap into the feelings of I'm having sex, and it's reaching all your erogenous zones. Is erogenous zones?
Arousal or erogenous?
Erogenous zones, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, I can feel it in my knees, my nipples, my belly button, my knee, I feel all this. You lick in there and you can feel all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's why I think like if you could get that sensation without having to physically be with another person, like childbirth rates are declining.
Now I think it would have to be one of those things of like, now that we've had virtual sex for a couple months, I think it's time for us to do the physical.
But what if it's not as good as the virtual? That's another problem.
Let's go back to the.
It's not
that would hurt. That would hurt if the virtual sex was better than the physical sex. And he's like, and the brother's like, sorry about that. Kind of got excited because it's been a long time since I've been with an actual woman. But we won't have to go back to the virtual. But I thought you said you wanted to.
Cool. I just, I think it's just fun to keep it virtual.
Was it? I thought you wanted to. Was it comp? What is? God, my wording is trash. What is it? Was it comp something?
Companion?
No. As in make a family. Compilate.
The fact is, like, the word flashed in my head, but then you took it. You want to
copulate.
Procreate.
Procreate, but there's another one with a C in it. Procreate. I hate when I'm telling a punchline and the joke is not there.
It failed.
Telling a joke with a punchline not there. Kylie, how did I try to explain what happened and then reverse jack that up?
You know what though? Like, today has not been your strongest day. You've been having a lot of
That's the description of what happened.
That's the description. You've had a Twilla day. Anybody who knows me knows I'm clumsy. Kind of own that.
That is not a great trope.
Or trait.
Is it trape?
Trait.
I can't say trope.
That's kind of like when you're talking about stereotypes and tropes.
You
don't like, but when I talk about it, it's a trait of mine that I'm speaking of.
I'm using trope.
Okay, and one last thought. When you say what's the worst can happen, I'd be like, just watch Black Mirror. Black Mirror gives you the worst of everything. It's like, oh snaps. Okay, well, so I mean, we were warned. It's like those people who do who's trying to create the woolly mammoths again. It's like they completely ignored Jurassic Park.
Right.
And like let's just see. Let's just see. Could it really be that bad?
Yeah.
But here we are, so we'll see.
But also diseases, sexually transmitted diseases would drop if everything was virtual.
Or would it backfire because people so want that human connection and that human touch that they'll forego
and not wear condoms?
Yeah. I mean, people barely wear condoms now.
First of all, we've had this discussion before. How did sexually transmitted diseases come about? How filthy was a person and their bacteria and infections were coagulated into one to form syphilis and chlamydia. You got it? Oh, you already looked it up.
You asked, so I don't know how true this is.
Somebody had sex with a monkey. Someone had sex with an omnivore. Is that something?
Who?
An omnivore. An amorphodite. No, hold on.
What is you saying?
What is the a mephidite?
A cephalopod?
A cephalopod, except for the pod.
Anyway,
what is it? Hold on. What is? Snakes?
I don't know what you're
snakes, lizards,
reptiles.
No,
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Dolphins. What is that called?
Mammals.
No, it's like a. You are horrible as a co-host.
You are horrible at giving me the actual word that you're looking for.
It's like a cephalopod.
I don't know. I want to help you. What
is it called when they have eggs? It's like it's a word for, man, I hate when my jokes don't work when I don't know the punchline. It's something with mammals.
What are we talking about?
I don't even know it, man. Because if I figure it out, it's not even gonna work no more because the joke is gone.
What are we talking about now?
Someone had sex with
something.
I can't and I can't think. It's what monkeys are.
Mammals as well.
Man, we all are mammals, but it's the type of animals.
Oh.
Darn it, man. That's fine, Twills.
Monkeys. Just look up monkeys.
No, man, because the joke is gone now. We on commercial break. Amphibians, right?
Nope. That's not what a monkey is.
What's amphibians?
Like frogs and stuff.
See, when I asked you what that, you said reptiles.
Because you said snakes.
Right, but it's in that same sort of thing. So when I said, listen, when I said, what are snakes? You said reptiles. I'm like, no, it's the amphibian thing. So
you didn't say amphibian thing ever. You said, no, not that.
Right. It's the amphibian sort of description.
A frog is an amphibian.
Right.
Not a lizard or a snake.
Right. Twilla, I'm about to choke your shoulders.
Choke my shoulders? I wish you would.
Because if I said neck, I would be canceled. Yep. So I had to give the impression that
and
I'm
my mom and dad would call yourself, be like, so. Anyway, I just really wanted to help you with this, though.
I just want you. Go ahead.
So this says 2 or 3 of the major STIs in humans have come from animals. We know, for example, that gonorrhea came from cattle to humans. Syphilis also came from cattle or sheep many centuries ago, possibly sexually. And so that answers that.
Yep.
Syphilis came from a cow or sheep that somebody probably slept with.
Somebody, God, idiot. And it's still circulating in the United States today.
Yeah.
Or the world, I guess the United States.
It says that it has been venereal diseases, previously as they were called, were present among populations of antiquity, as well as during the Middle Ages. So, you know.
Here's the thing.
It's been around forever.
I get it. People don't like to take vaccines. People don't like to take foreign things in their body. I think everybody should get an antibiotics, some penicillin in their body once a year to eradicate all STDs. Simple as that. But then there's people at the streets that don't know about the mandate of taking the antibiotics, and they're still out there circulating it at a small percentage, I might add. What are you looking up now?
Well, I was just reading. This is really interesting.
Let's go.
During the Middle Ages, numerous physicians and surgeons from Europe, as well as Arabic countries, wrote on local diseases of the genitals, describing erosions, urethral and vaginal discharge in their treatments. And they were aware that some of these were connected with sexual activity.
Boom.
In fact, the Christian church propagated abstinence, but the spread of venereal disease was possible because of prostitution, communal baths, and war.
See? Somebody in the church was like, could you describe infidelity? Infidelity means having sex with someone of the same sex or
That's not
opposite sex. I don't know. How would you describe infidelity?
cheating.
How would you describe fornication?
Cheating. Fornication is having sex outside of marriage. Any type of sex outside.
What's infidelity?
Infidelity is if you're married and you're having extramarital.
Isn't it the same thing?
No. So fornication is, you know how you say that you shouldn't have sex if you're not married. Period.
Yeah. So does it matter with what is not? If you break down the definition, does it be specific on like with a human? Because somebody was like, you know what I'm saying?
I think it was just implied and understood.
No, somebody
right. wanted to make it fit their narrative.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm sure in the Bible there's a definition.
Oh, they specifically say don't have sex with animals.
No, it does not say that.
Have you read Deuteronomy and Leviticus? There's lots of rules.
I do not read Deuteronomy.
So don't come for me.
Man, where does it say that you can't have sex with animals? I do not want that to be a soundbite. Where does it say you can't have sex with animals? Huh? Man. Somebody else said, like, what is happening over there in 203?
Yep, somebody's asking. If a man lies with an animal, he surely will be put to death, and you shall kill the animal.
People, man.
This is Exodus. Look how many verses. Exodus, whoever lies with the animal shall be put to death. Leviticus, if a man lies with the animal, he'll surely be put to death, and you shall kill the animal. Jesus, and if you shall not lie with any animal. So this was a thing. And make yourself unclean with it. Neither shall any woman give herself to an animal to lie with. It is perversion. You shall not lie with a male. Well, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, where's that at? Oh.
If
I'm not gonna say that.
I'm not saying that.
As you look down.
Cursed be anyone who lies with any kind of animal, and all the people shall say amen. So
apparently, here's the thing. Listen. If it's 15 different verses of
like 30.
Do not have sex with animals, how good is the animal vagina? No. What? Why is it more verses about do not have sex with animals?
I don't think it's that it's good. I think more so that it's like easier.
No. Yes, of course it's easier because it's like now it's rape.
And then
because it's animal rape because they're not agreeing to this.
They did not consent to
that.
They
did not consent.
But it's also, I'm saying, and I also feel like it's, it's just one of those things. Especially also if it's like okay, well, according to my religion, I can't have sex with somebody who's not my wife. Or if I'm not married, I'm not supposed to have sex at all. So nobody knows if I'm going to have sex.
Right, because they can't tell on me.
Right.
Right.
It's a horrible, horrible thing.
You're right.
Horrible.
But it's also one of those fruit things. So who is it to say that the serpent wasn't in the animals? Was saying, hey, look at this lamb butt. You like, who, me?
Oh my gosh.
And then
oh my gosh.
The lamb turned around and said, hey, Esau, you saw what's back there.
Jesus, why are we... Jesus, Dion, we could not.
He said, oh my God.
So just don't
I can't control it.
Just don't do bestiality according to the Bible. And also, like, that's really bad for animals. Like, it's just
bad?
Well, like you said, like, it's not like anything consented to that. Like,
who burnt the animals? So here's what's baffling me. Is it because listen, is it because our DNA and their DNA is intertwining?
Well, they just said it was in the animals first. So there's signs of the animals passing these diseases to each other.
Oh. So
not that it was caused by.
So animals already have syphilis as we speak.
Some of them may.
They have syphilis right now, and then humans was like,
"Let me get that." And
they passed, and then the person was like, "Whoo!
Now let me go sleep with my wife."
Go and sleep with my wife. Damn it, man! Jesus. Because once you make the decision of I'm having sex with animals, why do you want to go back? Why do you want to go back to the humans?
I'm so distraught by this conversation.
Man, you have to break it down of why.
I'm so bothered by this conversation.
Nah, man. You have to understand once you make the decision of lamb,
because they just want sex.
Pig sex.
They just want sex.
What about masturbation?
They want the feeling of being inside something.
Because what's bothersome is the animal. The animal is like, hey man, you were just feeding me hay. You were just feeding me. You know, you was feeding. Why are you doing this to me?
I am dying.
I am married.
I'm dying.
And when you're done, you just rub the back of the lamb.
Why
like,
is he still going?
There.
Oh my gosh. What was the description of you today? Doesn't know when to reel it in. Oh God. Help. I'm sorry, y'all.
I am distraught.
You are not, because you kept going.
I am baffled at this fact that syphilis is still existing.
Oh my God.
It should have died off in 1800.
Oh my gosh.
But they keep passing it around. Is it new syphilis? Is it ancient syphilis that has mutated to a part of a human DNA?
We need a disease specialist on the show.
I need to know, because the thing is it? I just need to know: is it because our DNA and their DNA mixed together created syphilis, or does all animals have syphilis, chlamydia, and gonorrhea? And there's a bunch of burnt animals, like lions are like, we live with gonorrhea. We into that. God. We discharge all the time.
I got nothing to that. Oh God. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like you think that's animal smell, but that's actually chlamydia. Like, why does all animals smell the same? Because that's chlamydia. That's the smell of chlamydia. That is a lifetime of chlamydia. We were born with chlamydia. We into this. That gives us our strength. This was
nowhere on the docket. This is such a random ass combo.
We need to understand.
Oh God,
we need to figure out.
I don't need to know. I don't care.
It's an infection.
It is really. bothering you?
It bothers me, man, because somebody really was it covenant. That's the word, right? They covenanted the animals.
Coveted. Covenant is a promise. Coveted.
Real covenant is a promise?
Covenant is a promise. To covet is to be jealous or want.
So it's two different words.
Yes.
Say that. So what's two words?
Covet and covenant.
So can you use them both in a sentence?
Even though they were in covenant with one another, she still coveted another.
What?
Although she exchanged vows, made a covenant with somebody else, she still coveted someone else.
And got COVID.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
From a lamb. And
it's not
chlamydia.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Can I just go to... I don't even know how to segue to this next topic.
Do you apologize to the animal? I need to know that. Afterwards, do you say, I'm sorry?
I need you to apologize to me.
Do you tell the animal, I'm sorry, I had to get this off?
I am sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that Dion has still continued on this topic. I'm trying my best.
I'm sorry. Okay. That's the last one.
Whew. Wow. And this is why it's called Random Ass Convos. These are these random conversations is what I frequently get to experience with Dion. It's never gone that deep though. Stop it.
So what? I ain't said nothing, man.
Okay. Our final topic for today. Hating ass. We talking about Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
So Scottie Pippen has a new book. And he's talking a lot in his book. But one of the things that came to surface is his new book is that he is a hater. Oh. And I say that because, first of all, he talks about The Last Dance, the Netflix, the documentary on Jordan that was on Netflix. And again, I say the documentary about Michael Jordan that was on Netflix. And so...
No, it wasn't, though. It wasn't about Michael Jordan. It was called The Last Dance because... Phil Jackson said this would be my last dance with this team.
That's the title. But who was it about?
Oh, Michael Jordan.
So Scottie Pippen first claims that Michael Jordan made $10 million off The Last Dance while his teammates got nothing. And then he goes on to say that Michael Jordan would be nothing without them. He felt that Michael Jordan was very condescending. And as he was watching it, he felt that Michael was on the pedestal and his teammates were secondary and smaller, which was the same thing he felt back when they were playing, that Michael referred to them as his supporting cast. And he goes on to say, from one season to the next, we received little or no credit whenever we won, but the bulk of criticism when we lost. Michael could shoot 6 for 24 in the field, commit 5 turnovers, and was still in the minds of the adoring press and public, the errorless Jordan. Now, here I am in my mid-50s, 17 years since my final game, watching us being demeaned once again. Living through it the first time was insulting enough. And, I'm like, well, maybe he had a point. We know that Michael wasn't the greatest or nicest or anything. He was just very passionate and whatever on the court. I say Scottie was a hater, but does he have a point? And is he salty for no reason? What is it? Where's this coming from?
Well, I think he's 100% hating. He took a bad deal with his agency. I know they got paid for that documentary. I know they did.
He said they didn't.
Are you interviewing for free? I'm sure Michael Jordan was the executive producer. He got the final look of the project, the documentary, and all the players that was involved. I'm sure they was like, we're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you $10,000 to $500,000. Something that was like is worth for this documentary. It's called The Last Dance, and it's going to talk about the journey of how we got here. So we're going to pay you some money. I'm sure they did that. So yes, he got $10 million, but when you start looking like, man, I only got $5,000 for this,
right?
And Michael Jordan got $10 million. That's not right, man. Like, we're a team. Why did you get so much money?
But it's also like, just let's say that Michael wasn't the executive producer, because I know it was Mike Tolan was one of the executive producers. So let's just say, like, I want to do this documentary on the greatest player, arguably the greatest player of all time, right?
You already set it up wrong. Who set it up like that? Then it's different. Sure.
So first you got to get that person to agree to sit down and do this. Mm-hmm. This person is a private person. He doesn't talk a lot. He's already got millions and millions off his brand.
Right.
And so it's like, what do you offer Michael Jordan? Because this is based on him, and it's only legitimate if he's part of this story.
Right.
The teammates, yes. We know the dream. We know that team was an all-star, amazing team. We can name people on that team, but the story is about Jordan. Right. So whatever Jordan wants, we can get Jordan.
Right.
So if Jordan's people was like, he'll do it for 10.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that.
Right.
I'm sure ESPN and everybody else will back us. Mm-hmm. That's just business. Like, the story isn't Scottie Pippen. Nobody's coming for you. Like,
right. But imagine he's been out of the league 25 years or 17 years, but out of the Bulls for 25 years. Imagine every time somebody sees you using your siblings as a team.
Yeah.
If every time somebody sees, like, yo, man, hey, you Lance's brother, right? You Brian's sister, right? Man, the way he did blah blah blah. Like, even though at your event, at your signing, they always want to talk about your siblings versus you. And it's like, man, dude, is it possible you can give me one of your brother's shoes? Is it possible I can get a signed autograph?
But I feel like people,
you start feeling bitter, right?
I feel like at first people would say kind of like, you would feel a little something. But I feel like people aren't going around. They'd be like, "Oh man, you're Scottie Pippen. Man, that was crazy. Bulls was my team back in the day."
You and Jordan did.
You and Jordan did, and that's true. What you and Jordan did, like, Jordan needed the team, but they more so needed Jordan. Like, if they weren't on that team, I wouldn't know their names.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of like, it sucks, but it's kind of like...
He needs some money, man. He lost his wife. His wife is sleeping with younger basketball players. They're still married, but she's messing with younger men.
Well, it's because he's over there being bitter. He probably ain't got it no more.
I'm with you, Scotty. I get it, bro. Like, if I were you, and people always saying you're always like the Robin of the Batman universe... Oh man, I'm Scottie Pippen, as in I'm good but not good enough.
Right.
That's his whole life. I'm not good enough. I'm great, but I'm not good enough.
Right.
So I'm always gonna be number 2. There's never a time where I'm gonna be number 1 because Michael Jordan's always above me.
Yeah.
So and it takes its toll, man.
I mean, like, maybe if he changed his perspective, maybe if Michael wasn't like this nasty teammate that he describes him as, like, maybe it'd be a little bit more tolerable. Mm-hmm.
He got to change his name.
Scottie Pippen has to change his name.
Got to change his name, man.
Oh my gosh.
He got to get out of this.
But his face is still Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, but so he gonna say, hey, you the Pippen to my Jordan. That hurts, dude. Even his name is just as big as Jordan, because there's no other Pippins.
Right. I mean, like, I think he needs therapy.
Yes.
As Charlamagne the God says, I'm sending that brother healing energy.
Imagine if people always say Scottie and Pippen. Jordan is a $1 billion company. His brand is $1 billion. I don't know how the exact number.
Yeah, but that's cute.
And Scottie Pippen is 100,000.
And you know, like, hey, that's just how a cookie crumbles. That's capitalism, y'all. Get with it. It's still keeping you fed. It's still cool. You're still associated with something great. Maybe in your head you want it to be the greatest. You want it to be that. Or you wish he was more humble and grateful. But it's kind of like...
Nigga, I tell you exactly what it's like.
What?
Kenan and Kel. Come on. That is literally Kenan and Kel. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen is the new Kenan and Kel. Only problem is Kel doesn't envy Kenan.
So
but the problem is, why haven't Kenan ever put Kel on the show as just a guest, just hanging out, a surprise
visit?
Don't
know the conversations they had behind doors, though, like behind closed doors.
But just imagine how Kel feel. Imagine how Kel feel when he sees his boy Kenan not only get an SNL show as the longest running SNL member of all time, and he gets another TV show as Kenan. And you can't even invite Kel as a co-star, crazy uncle.
You just assuming these conversations ain't happen.
Come on, man. I get you, Scottie Pippen.
Why
I get you.
Creating drama
come on,
between Kenan and Kel.
We was a team, man. Jordan, we was a team. We was Scottie Pippen, Batman and Robin. We was the original team.
And he said I couldn't do it without my supporting cast.
But at the same time, man, if Jordan is $1 billion company, that nigga Scottie Pippen is 100,000-aire.
Like, they had a job. Like, their job was to show up and go play sports, right? And yes, because I don't think people think as you as a basketball player as your job. It's your job. So Jordan and Pippen and that whole team was showing up to work. They showed up to work. You don't always befriend and be best friends with your coworkers, even though you striking deals and getting things done and making movies, whatever you do. It's just like, yo, we did that, and you move on. I owe you nothing. You got paid for the job. I got paid for the job. I capitalized on it really well, but that's not my fault.
I'm with you, Scottie. I get it, brother.
Scottie's a hater.
I really just feel like he needs therapy.
Therapy for sure.
He needs therapy. He's losing everything.
And apparently there's a bunch of teammates that feel the same way, but no, Scottie's the only one that's going to say it.
He has to say, BJ Armstrong. Yeah,
it's just not me. It's
John Stockton. Not John Stockton.
I talked to Dennis. Dennis felt the same way.
Right, isn't it right? Isn't it right? You ain't going to come out? Okay, just me?
All right. Okay,
when I come with the money, I'll let y'all know.
Doing this for us, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
It ain't right.
I won't be the one to take the knee. I'm taking the knee like Colin Kaepernick.
Why Otis get all the shine?
Come on, man. And you said that earlier. You said, ain't nobody come to see you, Scottie. I think some athlete actor needs to put Scottie Pippen's shoes back on the map to see if they can be the new Jordans.
Were they dope?
I like the Scottie Pippen shoes. It was the ones that it was one that had like a little upside down Nike. It was like a little whoop. That's the ones I had right there. I had those, and I had the ones with the air on the side. Them mugs is nice, yo.
Never did.
Yeah, you seen those before, right?
Yeah.
The one with the air is the most popular.
Oh, these are.
Yeah, those are the most popular. But what's weird is like when the bubble goes away, it's a whole different shoe.
Yeah. So I mean, somebody help him out, man. Let's
come on,
buy
man.
a couple pair. Put him back on the map.
Yeah. Because he lost his wife, man.
He's still with her.
He literally.
He had to do something first. He had to do something for that. Like if you, or not do something for that.
When I say lost his wife, as in like, she's not coming back.
No.
When they say don't save her, she don't want to be saved. She won't be saved, but she's out there in the streets. And he has a gambling problem. I think Scottie has a gambling problem. Look at that.
I know. We know Jordan does.
Yeah. Question: why she look it up? I have a question for y'all. If you had to choose your favorite crackers, will it be Clubs? These all original.
There's no S on the end of that.
There's no S on that?
It's just Club.
Ain't no Kellogg made these. You know what Kellogg made these?
No.
Will you choose Club? I kind of feel weird. Cause why is this the only one that have an S on the end?
It's not the only one.
You're right.
Matter of fact, none of them have S.
If you had
black people do that S in the stuff.
If you had to choose, would you choose club crackers, townhouse crackers, or Ritz crackers? And then I know you guys are gonna say, what are we eating? What are we using it for? Good question. We're eating it with soup. Some of y'all might say, well, I'm not eating no soup, man. Goddamn, where are you eating the soup for? What the soup? Why are we eating soup? Are we under the weather? Nah, it's eating soup. But I'm gonna also switch and say, are we eating it? We're gonna be eating the crackers with a charcuterie board. Charcuterie board. So which one of these crackers would you choose for a charcuterie board?
I think I go with Ritz.
You gonna go with the Ritz for the charcuterie
or
board.
Townhouse. Is Townhouse good? I eat Ritz a lot. And Wheat Thins. Those are my two. But you didn't put Wheat Thins on there.
Oh, or Cheez-Its.
I don't put Cheez-Its on the charcuterie.
You put the charcuterie board.
Do you put, it's like putting goldfish on the charcuterie.
You don't like Cheez-Its?
I like Cheez-Its, but it's like a little snacky cracker. You don't have to add nothing to it. I like Triscuits.
Really?
Yeah.
It's too...
fibrous.
Right. All right. We are going to get out of here. Because that was an inside joke. I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
Oh, gosh. Let's laugh at somebody Googled, did Scottie Pippen ever get paid his worth?
Oh, you don't know because that was from the documentary.
Yeah, did he ever get it?
I'm sure he didn't. Look up to see how much his net worth is today.
20 million.
20 million. And then look up Jordan's net worth.
This is why he mad. Hold on.
Yes. Because he Googled, Scottie Pippen Googles Michael Jordan's net worth every single day.
Look at that.
Michael Jordan's net worth is $1.6 billion. And Scottie Pippen's is what?
20 million.
And they supposed to be a team.
Just because
Jordan
his team
and Scottie are so far away from financial freedom. Yes, I'm writing a book and telling it all.
But also, it's not financial freedom because your family's still good.
I'm telling everything.
A 20 millionaire?
Let me tell you something. If I was Pippen making $20 million as in my network, and I see that my favorite...
It's only going to get you another million.
Michael Jordan is making $1.6 billion. I'm telling it all. He will be divorced in 6 months. I'm telling all the juice, the juju. Yeah, he slept with so-and-so. He slept with Patrick Ewing's wife. He slept with Dominique Wilkins. I'm going to leave that there. I ain't going to say wife.
Well, the unofficial?
Yeah, I will stack so many rumors. I will stack so many rumors in my book.
Speaking of rumors in books, though, Will Smith's book, they're starting to talk about like different things that he talks about, and we thought Jada talked a lot, but it's also Will's talking about like when he did 6 Degrees of Separation, how he fell in love with Stockard, his co-star in that movie.
Who was the co-star?
Stockard Channing, I think is her name.
Oh.
And he was saying that he was so in love, and that was such a difficult time because he was married to Cherie at the time, and they just had his oldest son, Trey, and so she was home, new baby, and then he was so into this character, and then being in this character, he fell in love with this woman. So that's one part. So he was like, that was a hard time for his marriage. Then he goes on and he talks about like, I just read the clickbait for this, so I didn't click on the full thing, but it talks about like at one point he wanted to kill his father, and he was like, and I could get away with it. And I was just like, this man is telling everything.
Yeah.
He is just...
He's creating the biopic for himself. He's going to be playing himself.
He's going to play himself?
He's going to play himself.
Or Jaden can play him.
As the younger version.
But it's also really like we thought Jada spoke too much, but
I mean, why not?
I was like, they equally just put it out there. We talking about what's happening. I'm cool with it. I'm nosy like that, so I'm grateful I don't have to look it up.
Yeah. Why do we have to know people's lives? Is it because it's just the talking points?
No, I think because when somebody is famous, right? It's intriguing because you want to know like, what is this life as a really rich person like? How did you get here to this point? Do you have the same issues that I have? Like, what are rich people problems? You know, like you're just really curious about stuff like that, and I think that's what drives people to know like celebrity gossip and stuff.
Right.
But when somebody's so open and willing to like share information, especially because it adds a level of humanity to them, you gotta know.
You know what sucks is like there's so many people that's on the bubble of fame, Instagram famous, like reality show famous, that has just as great as content as all these celebrities, but no one really cares. Like there's somebody who has 30,000 followers on Instagram who got some meat. Who got some meat of a story. Yeah, man, I was raped by my mama. I killed my dog for this. I sold drugs to my cousin. She strung out. I went to jail 15 years.
Jeez.
But no one cares because you're not famous.
Yeah.
But the fact that that's not viral, no one cares.
Yeah.
Because no one knows who that person is.
Yeah.
But we're intrigued on Neo's new baby and why they named her Flower.
Yes, what
that is 100% not true. But the point is, we're so.
This and I didn't.
Well, I just seen a flower, and I know Neo had a new doubt. But yeah, it's crazy how that's more intriguing versus just saying like, hey, in Alabama, man, this happened to him. But because I think it's not news, you wouldn't share it. Right?
I mean, like it has to be something like super spectacular, like Zola's story that she gave on Twitter. That was a wild story, yes. And people were like, "What?" And now it's a movie.
Yes.
So I think if it's something like, I think it has to be something spectacular to get people's attention, because we watch stuff based on true stories all the time.
Right.
That was interesting enough for a story.
Oh, I see what's that right there. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. This is another fantastic episode of Random Ass Conversations with Twilla Ellipses. Dion Lack. You are in for a treat because next week we're going bigger. I have a fantastic guest coming up. It won't be Twilla. It will be me.
And I'm looking for the guest.
I just want to see if you're going to be insulted.
I'm not.
But yeah, see you guys next week. Thank you guys for sticking with us this long. Let us know in the comments which cracker is your favorite. Which cracker would you use for a charcuterie board if it was some meat and cheese involved? What am I saying wrong?
You said something not the charcuterie.
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 Fruitery?
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Why can't we just call it Lunchables?
On that note, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.